every couple of years, a brand new BMW M3 makes its debut. And every single time that happens, it's a special occasion. This time, even amongst all that controversy, I still feel like something special might be lurking beneath. No BMW M3 review would be complete without talking about that massive grille. It's gigantic, I know, but it does follow function over form. It's there to help cool the various radiators and coolers sitting behind the bumper. Over here, you've got ducts to cool the brakes directly. And when it comes to Aero, the M3 has got this little spoiler down the bottom that diverts air on the underbody of the vehicle, and also downforce canards that sit in that little vent over there. When it comes to the wheels and tires, BMW have made a lot of incremental changes. Number one, you've got an option to go from the Pilot Sport 4 to the Cup Spec tires. For the first time, you've also got offset wheels on a BMW production M3, which means you've got a bigger size wheel on the back compared to the front. Now, what that allows is more sidewall on the tire, which makes the suspension work better when cornering. Further back, we've got more functional area on the redesigned rearview mirror, more aero on the side over here, carbon roof on the top. And notice how this door doesn't perfectly line up with this M3 specific flared arch over here, which could be a homage to the original M3 or could just be unintentional. At the back, you've got this spoiler here, which again, designed with purpose, lines up perfectly with those roof slats over here. Now, let's talk about those exhausts. Quad pipe exhausts with equal length headers, which is very unusual in an inline 6-cylinder engine. It also has a button that makes it go loud. What an exciting moment it is to be driving a new M3. They don't come around often, and when they do, they deliver. So let's talk about the first thing that people think is going to be bad in this car, and that's the 8-speed Zf Gearbox. Now, it shares the same gearbox with cars like the M8, but it's not the old DCT system. It's not the old dual clutch system. It's in fact a regular automatic gearbox, but when you put your foot down and you change the settings for the gearbox, it's as fast as it needs to be, and about as fast as the old system without the banging that you got on that old DCT gearbox. 0 to 100 is claimed at 3.9 seconds thanks to 375 kilowatts in this M3 competition. But don't be fooled though, because BMW have been known to be very conservative with these figures. The first thing I noticed in this car, it is an absolute carbon fiber festival going on inside you. Now, what else have we got in here? We've got a lap timer that you can sync to your phone, that you can also record video on, and how many G's you're pulling. And don't forget, if you're into drifting like me, it'll even tell you how long your slide goes on for. The chunky M steering wheel comes with BMW stitching, and of course the M1 and M2 buttons, which are now completely configurable. So depending on which mood you're in, you can just hit one of these guys and do what you need to do. The handling on this car is sensational. The steering provides enough feel, but certainly is very, very pointy when you want to change direction. Although this engine is amazing, I have to point out, however, that the sound is not that great and a little bit disappointing. But BMW has promised an M Performance exhaust that comes all the way from America, and that should arrive soon. And when that does, expect a very, very loud bunch of M3 competitions to be hitting our streets.